Hey guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about something a little bit different. Rather than going over news or updates or just giving you guys gameplay, I thought it'd be cool to talk about the recent findings in Black Ops 1. Call it lost media, call it what you will. We have cut content, we have content that's always been in the files and we just never realized. So without wasting any more time, let's just get right into it, starting with what you're seeing on screen right now. This is a zombie tower defense mode that was cut from Black Ops 1. This comes from YouTuber 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝑍𝐿. From what I've seen, he is the first person to upload a video on this. He did discover this, so I'll leave a link in the description. But a zombie tower defense mode was found in Black Ops 1, and the reason why this happened is because they did port over not the most recent version of Black Ops 1. It's been an outdated version, so there is this game mode present in the game files, and you can actually tell that this is 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝑍𝐿. This turned into 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿. You can tell by the assets, the way they glow, and you can actually see there's different types of turrets, there's different types of assets, there's MG turrets, ray gun turrets, and essentially this is the first game mode that was worked on in World at War. For anybody that doesn't know, the Zombies game mode in Call of Duty itself was an Easter egg. You could not play it as soon as you bought the game. You had to beat the campaign, and then once you beat the campaign, it unlocked the game mode. It was basically an Easter egg. That is how Zombies got started, but the actual Zombies game mode itself in World at War was based off another game mode that the developers were working on. I know it's kind of hard to track here, but that original game mode was also a tower defense mode. So Knocked itself is based off a tower defense mode too. When it comes to the wall buys, the mystery box, the repairing barriers, those game mechanics are very similar to the tower defense mode. That is a very interesting find, and you can actually play this yourself on your PlayStation. I highly recommend you check it out. Very cool find. It's interesting to see what we could have gotten after something like this would be implemented, because imagine, different DLC tower maps with different wall buys and different DLC weapons. The creativity that they could have done with this game mode is actually pretty cool. And I feel like this would have actually stuck a lot better than something like 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿, because Zombies originally was trying to create another mini game mode besides survival, something that was more attractive for somebody that, couldn't get high rounds or wasn't as skilled. They wanted something more arcade-like, that was 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿, but 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿 didn't really stick. I feel like this tower defense mode really would have stuck with players. I'm not sure if a lot of you agree with me when it comes to that, because I do know a lot of people did like 𝙃𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿, but they didn't bring it back. They couldn't build on it. It was really just a one set game mode for Black Ops 1. So I really do think a zombie tower would have been interesting and a better concept to capitalize on. Very interesting piece of cut content there, but moving on to the most insane find that we've had in a while. What you're seeing on screen right now is early footage of the Black Ops 1 main menu and UI system. This was found 16 years later in the Nintendo DS files. So this is early footage of Black Ops 1. This is the UI and the main menu. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, they were going to call Black Ops 1 Call of Duty Cold Warriors. That is an insane find, because anybody who remembers Black Ops 1 achievements knows there is an achievement called Cold Warriors, and you basically have to beat the first 3 campaign missions on Veteran. I think that's what it is. But there is even a nod to this. There is a nod from the developers to this, and that is crazy, discovering this 16 years later. Let's just get into more images here. We see there's more. As we can see, somebody's queuing up for multiplayer, and the beautiful thing about this is that the first 2 pictures are absolutely fantastic. I loved the curved monitor aspect of this, the blue, the tone of the buttons, the contrast. It's absolutely amazing. You compare this to any menu or UI system that we have in Call of Duty today, this is night and day better. This is 16 years old. Are you kidding me? This is fucking fantastic. And you can see, obviously, on the right-hand side, there is COD 4 level placeholders. Like I said before, you do have the World at War menu being reused, so they are reusing assets. but you can tell just in this alpha build alone, this menu looks absolutely crazy good compared to anything that we have today. This is such a cool picture. This is a screenshot of what the combat record would have looked like. You see in the top right, you have your COD points and everything like that. But the interesting thing about this is that when you actually take a look at the weapon placeholders, some of them look a little funky. Even the FAMAS. The FAMAS looks like a Modern Warfare FAMAS rather than the Black Ops 1 FAMAS. So that's very cool to see, especially seeing the stoner in there too, the Uzi on the top. Such a cool screenshot to see what the combat record would have looked like. Like I said before, I'm loving the blue tone. I love the curvature of the screen. It is great seeing menus like this being worked on 16 years ago. I don't know where the passion went. It's not AI. The passion's just not there. You don't have people making stuff like this anymore. I would love to see this in a new Call of Duty game. This is a screenshot of the maps they were going to plan on putting into multiplayer. When you read the level of detail in the actual map descriptions, it is crazy the amount of thought and detail they were putting into the maps, especially in the first one, Cairo. We do have a screenshot to accompany this as well. I'll put it on screen for you guys right now. When you look at this map, it almost looks like this is Havana with the background and the power cords with the apartment buildings and the balconies. This almost looks like Havana. I wouldn't be surprised if they switched it to Havana. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think down below. And like I said before, I can't stress it enough. Listen, my name is Tron. You can tell I love this light blue lighting aspect of it. The color palette is great. You can tell I like this personally. If blue's not your favorite color, if you think it's too outdated, I understand. But I personally love this color palette. I want this in a game. I can't stress it enough. The reason why I love this picture is because we really do see the potential for what maps could have been. The fact that we're looking at a pyramid in the background of this map is absurd compared to, Havana. And the interesting thing about this is that the map design concepts do align with the original thought process for Black Ops 1. Their original plan, the original thought process for Black Ops 1 was to actually make it a Vietnam game, which could tie into why they wanted to call it Cold Warriors. It would obviously incorporate the Cold War with the Russians, like Black Ops 1 obviously has, but Black Ops 1 didn't put as much focus into the Vietnam side of things. Obviously, you had a few Vietnam missions, but the sole focus for Black Ops 1 was going to be a Vietnam game during the Cold War. This backs that up when it comes to a map in Egypt and then another map in Vietnam. And then you do have, your Cold War aspect at the very bottom of the screenshot. You can see that there was a map in Russia. So that backs up the claim that the original plan for Black Ops 1 was a Vietnam game. Very, very interesting and cool find there. And last but not least, we do have some concept art that did come directly from the artist's portfolio. This is a cover, I would guess, because you do see the Call of Duty logo in the World at War font on the top. That would be a cover. And you do see in the background there's kind of a jungle aspect going on, which would further back up the claim that Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was originally planned to be a Vietnam game. When you can see the jungle in the background, bunch of guys holding the M16. You could tell that they're American uniforms running through the jungle. So very, very interesting stuff. Very cool. I love doing videos like this, Lost Media cut content. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.